Almost 40 years ago, a University of Alabama student was brutally murdered in his apartment.
Ronnie Perryman's family still wonders to this day, in fact every day, why anyone would harm him. But he did have a secret. WIAT 42 News reporter Lee Garner has an in-depth look at the investigation.
Investigators knew her as the Azalea Caller. It's a name Emmylou Perryman donned every year when the azaleas bloomed, always armed with the same question for police.
I wonder who killed my baby. Why would anybody want to kill my kind, gentle baby? And she went to her grave not knowing.
Emmylou's daughter, Linda McGuirk, joined us on Reed Street in Tuscaloosa. She had never been here before, but this place has haunted her family for almost 40 years.
It seems a good and a bad feeling. It's a feeling that I know that this was the last place he was, and then a feeling that I do know that it was the last place he was.
It was the 1970s, and Linda's brother, Ronnie Perryman, had the personality to win the role of Leo the Lion, the University of North Alabama's mascot.
My mama made the big lion costume, hat, the lion's head.
At home in Florence, Ronnie was the ideal Christian man, fashionable and family-oriented. But at 26, he moved to Tuscaloosa to enroll at the University of Alabama and to take on a new identity.
He liked playing the two lifestyles. He would come home and he was Mama's boy. He would come down here and he was Ronnie's boy.
Mr. Perryman had to be very careful because he would have been chastised and he would have been judged by other people more so than today.
It was June 5th, 1976. Linda had just returned home from vacation when her neighbor told her Ronnie had come by days before.
Told me he was real scared to call him immediately, and so that's when I called down here. And of course, I didn't get to talk to him.
Later that night, police called her home.
He had been shot at least once. The way that he was located was due to a foul odor that was noticed by some of the other residents in the apartment complex.
An autopsy showed that Ronnie Perryman had been dead inside his apartment for several days, but even more disturbing.
In what has been determined to have been Mr. Perryman's blood, there were a couple of words written on the wall, derogatory words that indicated a lifestyle choice that Mr. Perryman apparently had made.
Everybody else might have knew it, but I did not know it. I had no earthly idea that he was gay or had gay tendencies or any of that. He was just my kind, humble, gentle brother.
Investigators don't think Perryman's murder was a hate crime. They believe the killer knew Perryman.
And I feel like whoever did it has got to be in misery, unless they don't have no kind of heart and soul at all.
Now 66 years old, Linda has taken up her mother's crusade as the Azalea Caller, a bittersweet reminder of the flowers that bloom around the anniversary of her brother's murder.
And I guess I could look at it like this and say, well, it was his time to go. It was when God wanted another pretty flower for his bouquet.
In Tuscaloosa, Lee Garner, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.
Now, Linda tells us the title of Azalea Caller will be passed down to her daughter if the killer is not caught in her lifetime. But she feels as though more progress has been made in the past 4 months than in the last 40 years.